Hello, hello, hello. How are ya? What day are we on? Thursday? Happy Thursday. Oh, trash day today. Gotta remember to take the trash out. Oh, man. One moment, please. Whoa. Holy cow. Dang. Onyx, when she gets under my desk, she really pushes that footstool really far back there. Good morning, Brioni. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Mary Sharkey. Hello, Treese. Hi, Miss Edie. Hi, Trina. Yeah, because you know how when I have a foot cushion, but anytime Onyx comes and wiggles her way, she pushes it, and I thought I was just gonna grab it really quickly, but it was way far back there, so I had to go way under the desk. Hi, Miss Linda. Whew. Onyx, stop. There's nobody. Oh, I fibbed. Maybe there is somebody there. Hold on, let me see who it is. Ooh. Hi, Mac. I was smart enough to turn off the bell, but not smart. But of course, somebody comes anyways, and Onyx with her radar ears can hear everything. Hold on, y'all. I want to see if she left me a package. Hi, Nancy. How are you? I love my Pokey tool. Thanks, Terry, and thank you, Georgia, for Happy Meal. Oh, you're so welcome, Sandra. Thank you so very much for your order. We appreciate you. Okay, let me see if I have something to show you guys. I hope she left it here, but if not, I'll have to get it later. Oh, this isn't what I was expecting. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 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 It is what I was expecting. Yay! I have stuff to show you guys. Well, you guys probably already seen it. Hi, Angela. Hi, Patty. So, story time. Are you guys ready for my story? Don't we love story time around here? So, first of all, yes, Troy made up for the night of sleeping, because last night he was just running amok all night long. Like the last time that he came in to wake me up, I think was 4:30 this morning. So yeah, there's that. But also, I was doing something. I can't remember what I was doing yesterday. Anyways, somebody knocks on the door. Not rings the doorbell. Somebody knocks on the door. And I was like, well, that was kind of a weird knock. Very strange knock. And hi, Lori. Hi, Jeanette. So I look out the peephole. I looked out the peephole, and there's nothing there. And the little kids have been coming over because I guess they're doing, well, I told you about the little kids next door that I was like, do you got some money? Well, more of them have come over and asked for the same thing. They're doing, I guess, whatever they're running for, whatever for their school bus, whatever, for when they take field trips. Anyways, so I thought it was them. So I was going to go out the garage because anytime I open the door, the dogs want to go, right? So, but I'm like, there's nobody out there. What's going on? So then I look out the peephole again, and I see what looks to be a push bar. So there's a car parked behind my car, behind the Bronco, and I can just see the push bar. And I'm like, that's a police car. That's a police car. There's no car that just runs around with a push bar. So I'm thinking, okay. I look out the peephole for like the fourth time, and now I see like a shoulder moving or something moving. And if anybody knows, police officers don't stand in front of the door because, they don't know what's coming out through that door, right? So I say, hi, Ashley. Hi, Helen. Hello, Sandy Hinkleman. So I proceed to open the door, and he says, hi, 911. So you know what I said to the 911? Troy! I'm like, my son, Troy! And he was only in my craft room looking out the window, so Troy comes walking around the corner and he smiles, and I said, Troy, look. I said, look it. I said, see what happens when you call? Look. And he smiles at him and he goes, believe it or not, it happens more often than you think. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's probably Troy that's doing it all the time. So I start laughing. I said, and it dawned on me that since we moved here, we haven't done it. I said, previously, we've put like the phone number and the address on record because unfortunately, even though we hide the app, he gets to it. He finds it and he calls. As much as I try to stop him, and he's like, it's okay. I'll put notations in there. It's always nice to have a policeman at your door. And I live in a court, so all the neighbors can see. I got my orders today. One took longer, but thank you so much. You have the best packages and little extra goodies. Oh, you're welcome, Donna. Hi, Kim. Hi, Carol. He hasn't done it. That's the first time he's done it since we've moved here. And I didn't think to put this, I never think about it until he calls. Anyhow, if you all were watching earlier today, Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara, or Diva Designs is what it's going to be called, released 5 new stencils today. Hi, my cutie patootie. Hi, Dina. How are you? Long time no see. Good thing I cleaned up my I'm serious. He goes, hi, 911. And I went, Troy. I'm not going. If I'm going down, you're going down. So anyways, Diva Designs, also known as Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara, have released 5 new stencils today. So we do have them available in the store. So, looks like I've got pictures wrong here. What on earth? Honeycomb, herringbone. Oh, sugar. I got some pictures messed up here. Anyways, so I want to show you, I want to show you the ones that are, I'm trying to fix this one listing because it's got the wrong picture. Good Lord have mercy. Anyway, so she released 5 of them. They are available in the store. So this one is called Distressed Backgrounds. So this one has like your, your crackle, and then you can use this for like cobblestone, brick. You can use it for whatever you want, but who doesn't love a good crackle, right? So you get like a twofer, right? You get a twofer. So this one again is called Distressed Backgrounds. And then she also did this one, and this is called Herringbone and Honeycomb. So, again, you get a twofer on here. So, and if I'm right, these are continuous. I believe she makes all of her. Yeah, because see, like this one has registration marks. So they're all continuous. So you can continue the patterns. So this one is herringbone and honeycomb. And then this one is my favorite, but this one is called Hearts of Fire. And this one is going to be amazing. And if you guys remember, I have a silver transfer. It's it's a damask transfer, but this reminds me of that. This and that, those together, the two of them, and making like, you know, this the 3D part of it. Oh my gosh, I think that would be so cool. But again, this one has the registration marks on it as well, so you can do this continuous as well. So this one is the Hearts of Fire. This one I think is my absolute favorite. I need the names. Phone, don't turn off. And then this one, which has a ton of components on here. This one is called, y'all, Classic Borders. I'll take this one out because one of them is up by the name. So this one is called Classic Borders, but there's so much on these next two. But can you see all of these? And then if you notice, like she was saying on her live, like she's made this one and this one, which this one is called Baroque Corners. They work together. So the way that she designed these is that you can use this and this to work continuously with each other. So again, this one is called Classic Borders, and there's just so much on there. I mean, I don't know, you can get this one stencil and it could be like a staple because you literally have, you know, each one of these are amazing. Actually, look at that one, fits on there perfectly. So we may even use that one. But this one I love and it's very cool. So this one is the Baroque Corners, and you guys can probably already tell, but these flowers here layer. So you would put your you know, your first like color down, and then you can layer the flowers on top of that. But she also had some samples done and it's so pretty. And then she was talking about how each one of these here, the way that she left it is you can actually put this piece, you know, and make it so it fits right up under here. But again, so much on just this one stencil. So if you are new to stencils, or you're wanting to play with stencils, or you don't know what stencil to get, each one of these, with the exception of the Hearts of Fire, but even the Hearts of Fire has, you can take each little component. You don't have to use the entire stencil. But there's just so much on each one of the stencils, but particularly these two. So these two would be good stencils to just kind of get and play with, and, you know, and see what you think. Hi, Michelle Chastain. Okay, so also, and again, right now it's still listed under Vintage Retail Therapy. When she runs through all of this packaging, it will then say Diva Designs, and then I'll change the name over to Diva Designs. But to not confuse because it still says Vintage Retail Therapy on here, I just left it as Vintage Retail Therapy. I left them all under that name. So, but I will change them as she changes the packaging. So, those are all available in the store. Hi, Deborah. Long time no see. How are you? I also wanted to show you, and since our Ashley is here, I have a new color for the jewel paste. This is the Enchanting Amethyst. Can you guys see that? Oh. So I was hoping that this color would work with our transfer that we're using. I didn't pull it out until just a minute ago, and I was like, yeah, nope, it's a little bit too purple. But y'all, look, can you guys see that? Is that unreal or what? It's like, excuse me. It's gorgeous. So I can't wait to play with this. We've got a cup spring. We can pull out all these fun colors. Hi, Luann. But yes, so this one is called Enchanting Amethyst. Now, you guys remember the other day I was saying I need to get some of Finnabare's glitters because she does glitters like nobody else. Hi, Terry. So I did. I just brought in one set. This is the, does it have ebony and ivory? Ebony and ivory. And I don't know, there's just something about, they're so super, super fine. But this glitter, I find, it doesn't stick to everything. Like, it doesn't stick to stuff that you don't want it stuck to. And it's just, it's just so pretty. But look at this one. So this one is like a deep black, right? And it's got the sparkle. This one almost has like that blue tone. It's the blue tone black. It even actually looks like it reflects a bit of green too. But this one is the one that reflects. This one reminds me of like the black gold wax, the sparkling gold paint by Pintart. That's what this one reminds me of. And then this one's like, it's more, you know, got kind of like all of the colors in there, all of the sparkle, you know, just like a more traditional kind of glitter with the blues, the pinks, the reds, everything. But these two white ones are some of my most favorites. So this one actually has like a pink red tone reflect, I guess, not tone, a reflect. And this one has a purple blue reflect. But I'm just telling you, I know I like all the bling and shiny things, and even though I will work with like the foil and I can't stand the mess of it all. It really, like, you know, wherever I work with the foil yo-yo, it's, you know, around here for days and days on end. And glitter, it's the same thing. I'm like, oh Lord, it's going to be everywhere. But for some reason, I don't know what it is, if it's just because it's so fine or what. Finn's glitter, it's not, I don't know. But I always say Finn is just a whole different kind of, she does things just different. She does them amazingly. You don't know if you believe me. Hi, LaData. Hi, Cheryl. The same 4 glitter colors I bought 7 years ago. Okay, so if you weren't here yesterday, we were working on this big Mama Jamma, and no, I didn't paint because I didn't get time. So this one is one of the new transfers. This is the Azure Blossoms. It's, I don't know why this is way over here, but it's this one. So, you know, when you put them all together, it's this big beautiful thing. But you know, we we do our smalls, we use them individually and get more out of it. I did go ahead, as I was sitting here though, mix the color that this thing is so big. I mixed the color before I got up yesterday and put it in one of my little containers. So we're going to paint the outside this kind of, I don't know, blue, purple, gray tone. We're going to paint that all on the rim here on the outside. And then we're going to put all of our distressing, our antiquing gel, all of that stuff. This is the 725 Would You Bin. One of my absolute favorite trims that we put on this yesterday. So first of all, what I got to do is go in. Hello. First of all, what I got to do is go in and finish up this rim. And all I did was use the dark beige. It's one of the new wall paints from Pintart. I'll go in and finish that really quickly. And then we'll go ahead and paint the outside. Let me get where is my hi Nancy Church, thank you for spreading the chaos. I should go back and find the lie. Oh my goodness. Hey Kay. So Ashley, when Ashley opened that, I'm shaking both hands, y'all, like a dork. So Ashley and I really got to know each other because we were doing the mystery box challenge and I had to send stuff to Ashley. And I think it was like decorate a stocking or whatever the other choice was. I don't remember. So I sent her a stocking, and this was completely unintentional. I sent her ribbons that I have yet even used, but didn't realize they were the ribbons that the glitter like flakes off. And so as she opened it, and I really didn't know a whole lot about Ashley either, as far as she don't do glitter, she don't do bling. And she's the sweetest and the funniest person. However, you see it all over her face, and she's like, oh, she sent me glitter, y'all. And I was like, I didn't send her glitter, not realizing that the ribbon, the glitter on the ribbon had flaked off. So if you get a chance, it's around Christmas time, whatever the mystery box challenge was around Christmas time, go look at Ashley's face, because she's trying to be polite, but she's also probably saying all the words to me like she could possibly can. But she was just like, oh, she sent me glitter, y'all. And I was like, wait, I didn't send her glitter, did I? Hey, Nicole. Oh my gosh, y'all. It was funny though, because she was trying to be so polite, but also like, oh, Lord have mercy. What is she doing to me? So then it became a joke because she took it so well. And I actually got her name. I think it was back to back, wasn't Ashley? Wasn't it? So then we did another mystery box, and I think I got her name again. And so this time I purposely sent her like bling and stuff, but no glitter. I didn't give her any glitter. But do you guys remember that mystery box that was like bring in the bling? I so wanted to get her name. I so wanted to get Ashley's name, but I didn't. But yeah. Hey, Shannon. Simply Blessed Designs. You guys, she's absolutely amazing. She's freaking funnier than what. But she's just got one of those pure sense of, she's just a overall good person. I love working with her. And she's just a good person, like a straight up, no BS, you know what I mean? She's just a real person. And so we've really gotten to know each other, and I consider her a friend. But yeah, like, she was my friend as soon as she opened that box, and she just took it so well. She didn't know it, but we were friends after that. Yeah, she does. She has just a really great vibe. She's just. Thank you, Elizabeth. It's just a really, we decided yesterday. I was trying to decide, like, should we paint the inside this color? And then we said, yeah, no, that's too much. I think it would have been too distracting to paint the inside a bright blue color. But once we get all of the, the distressing done, and and all of our highlighting and all of that, it'll all come together. But this is just really pretty transfer. Like I said, Prima did an amazing, this release was awesome. Oh, doggone it. I also brought in, y'all, I didn't even realize I missed this one. So I missed this one. I didn't have the Yellow Bliss MIDI transfers before. So this is now in the store, but look at those pretty yellow flowers. I don't know how I missed it, but when you're ordering so much and so many things, like, you feel like you've gotten everything, and then there's always that fear that, one of the big dogs, one of the big retailers are going to come in and, like, swoop them all up, and you're going to miss out. So, but yeah, so I totally forgot to mention it to you guys. So that one, it's called Yellow Bliss. That one is now in the store. What's following me? You're welcome, Kay. Oh no, if you want Sue to find a video, she'll find it quick. Oh, and then also, when the police officer was here yesterday, after he left, I grabbed Troy's phone. He had called 911 3 times, y'all. Three times. And you guys know he's nonverbal, but sometimes, the noises that he makes, if you don't know him and know that that's him talking, I'm sure it might sound like, somebody's maybe needing some help or something. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did I ever tell you? I told you guys about the time where I don't know where I was, but Trevor was watching Troy. And Troy did that to Trevor while he was watching him. And the police came while I wasn't home. It was just Trevor. Talk about poor boy being nervous. He's like, Mom? Troy called 911 and the police came. I was like, oh no. I'm sorry. At this point, I just, I feel our town is not that big. So our, our officers, for the most part, all the ones that I've come into contact with, all of the ones are, have been very understanding. And I remember the boys did that to me when they were little, when we lived in the next town over, and they charged me. They charged me $50 for coming out, which, I mean, I get it. But I was like, dang, $50. Hi, my Monica. He's still perfect. Oh my gosh. Hi, Joanne. Okay, so kind of what I was saying yesterday, I was a little surprised at this paint that you needed more than one coat. So I went ahead and, got close, but now I just need to make sure I don't have any funky brush marks and all that good stuff. And then we'll move on to the outside because, the most exciting part is, doing all of the, well, for me anyways, is doing all of the antiquing and stuff and getting all the details out and all the highlights and all that. And then I was looking at it, and I think because this tray I will resin, I think I do want some type of border around the inside here. So we'll look and see. It'll probably be just one of my go-tos though, like the dainty one with the pearls or something. I don't know. I just feel like that works with everything. It's, not too much, but it's pretty. Hi, Tina. Hi, Catherine. My son did that when he was about 3 or 4 years old. He wanted to talk to Daddy. Oh, Daddy was a cop. That is so cute. He wanted to talk to his daddy, so he called 911. Oh, how smart is he to know? How smart, though, to know that, hey, I wanted to talk to Dad. He's at work. That's how you get a hold of him. You need new wall cuties. It's funny because your girl with the drape that I did for you came up on my Facebook reminder. And I was like, aw. I even said, I was like, aw, Monica needs a new picture. Haven't made her anything in a while. Okay, so yesterday we made this little concoction. So let's get this, and I'm just going to mix it up, and then we'll get to painting on this. And this one should go a lot faster. I don't have to be so, what the heezy wheezy? I don't have to be so careful. I'm going to find you something, Monica. I don't know, though. I feel like when I make Monica something, It needs to be like special. I don't like just the general stuff that's out. Like I want it to be something special. But I'll find you something. I haven't made you anything. I think that was the last thing I made you. All right, so we'll do this rim and then we'll go around and do the outside. And then, of course, it's going to look a little like the Purple People Eaters, you know, until we get all of the antiquing gel and stuff in there. So it might look a little overwhelming when we paint the outside. Hi, Laura. Thank you. Yeah, we mixed a few colors yesterday because I wanted this kind of something similar to this, not so much that the deeper blue, but try not to get it all on the handles. I don't know. We might paint the handles. Usually I do, but we'll see. There's a chip in the, or not a chip, but a divot in the wood. And all right, I'm gonna have to get a small brush in there. Anybody have plans this weekend? I believe on Sunday we are going to do our mix and mingle. That was supposed to happen when I was kind of down for the count. And then I planned it. Then I said we would move it out, and it was Easter. So I was like, oh, yeah, no. I'm probably going to be the only one mixing and mingling on Easter. I'm going to keep turning it because you guys aren't going to be able to see it. So I will post the link. I will get that set up and post the link for that either tomorrow night or Saturday morning, like I usually do. Crawfish Festival? Oh, Shannon, that's right. Are you guys going to go shopping? That was a silly question, huh? That's a silly question. Of course you guys are going to go shopping. Yesterday was super windy. Now today it's like not too bad, but it's warm again. I don't know. I'm having all kind of funny weather. Because you guys, yesterday I had a sweater on. This is the kind of weather, though, that makes me nervous. Because this is when I, you know, for Troy, because when it's hot and cold like that, I don't want him getting sick. All right. I will get around the it handles better. I have to get a little detail brush, but let's go ahead and get this painted. So I am going to wet it a little bit because I did mix this with chalk paint. And so, and because there's a lot of details on here, I use the water for it to seep, kind of like, you know, seep down into the details. Then I don't have to work so hard. I mean, you probably have to paint over it one more time, but that's okay. At least, you know, in all of the nooks and crannies, it will be painted. And just using a smaller brush just because I need to get it all in there. All of the little tintings. So I've only ever tried crawfish one time. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's a lot of work for not that much like meat on each one. Is it just me not knowing how to open them properly, or I don't know, is there even a proper way to open them? I mean, and it was okay, but I would rather just have like a lobster or something. I feel like I was working my butt off to get it open and get to the goods. Hi, Helena. Hi, Kaylee girl. I am hoping to go furniture shopping. I need a small size couch and a small size chair for my living room. Everything out here that I like is large. Ah. It's just me. I don't know. I would just rather have a lobster. Okay, so you can see that with spraying it, it made it fairly easy to get it down in the areas, but you could probably see it, like there's water hanging out. So I'm just going to get and I'm just going to dab it in there just to pick up the water, but to also, like, you know, make sure it's all of it's painted. I don't know. I just find it easier to spray it. And then just like that. Oh yeah, I like that color. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's do, and again, I know this is all up in your business. Hold on a minute. Let me pick you guys up. I'll pick you guys up for a minute so that way I'm not all up in your face. There we go. I mean, I'm still going to be all up in your face, but, you know, won't be as bad. All right, so we're just going to spray it again. Do the same thing. Hi, Karen. I have stab wounds all over my hands from cracking lobster claws and crab claws. Really? I've been buying lobster, some kinds of lobsters that are very tiny. It comes my monthly treat. Ooh, where do you get that from? It's just like your local. And I'm not going to worry about all the water right now. We'll pick it all up with the brush, the bigger brush. Right now, I just want all of that paint in all of the little places. And let's make sure it's up there too. Hey! Flicking paint. All right. Let's get our brush again and really work it into and pick up the water. And as usual, I will paint the bottom this color as well. Petty. It's petty. All right. Okay. I can't see my comments. I need that off of my screen. Okay, let's dry this side and that side really quickly so I can turn it. I don't think I've ever seen those lobsters. Oh my goodness, Kim. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope everything's okay. I've never heard of them either, Treese. But I've never seen like tiny lobsters in a bag or anything like. Is it pretty pricey? I would think it would be kind of pricey since lobsters are pricey anyways, but all right. How much you guys want to bet that when I sit down, I'm going to sit on my heat tool that is on my chair because that's where I just put it to be lazy. All right. We just got these two sides and then we can do the good stuff. That's it? $17 for, are they tiny? Like what do you mean by tiny? What size are we talking? Oh my goodness, Treese. Are you okay? Oh. We all are going to, yes, you will be in my prayers as well, Treese. Oh my gosh. Treese. crawfish size. Interesting. We like to go crabbing at the beach and throw them in a pot. Sam had never had crab or... Does he like seafood, Ashley? Does he not like seafood, I mean? Or he just wasn't something he was interested in trying? Hi, Phyllis. We went over to the tubes, huh? Oh, that's what's wrong. I don't have this phone on. Look at me. Troy's not even here, and I don't even have my phone on. So I can see the comments over here. What a bozo. All right. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Looks like I'm going to get purple hair, even more purple. Let's get my hair out of there. And then let's get the brush and pick up our water and move that paint along. He just didn't grow up eating it. He will eat popcorn, shrimp, eye roll. So I take it he's never had like a seafood boil. We actually haven't had a seafood boil in a while. Mother's Day is coming up. I'll tell Trevor that's what I want for dinner, seafood boil. I seen somebody making their own. And I was like, ooh, we need to try making our own, but I haven't done that yet. Pier 33 Gourmet Wild. I don't even know how to say that. Is it Langostino lobster product of chili distributed in Miami, Florida. They are fully cooked and peeled. That's so interesting. Troy would probably eat that whole bag out at one time. Y'all know he eats 2 lobster tails, right? That boy is so expensive. Whenever we go somewhere, he likes the king crab legs, and he has to have 2 lobster tails. Little Troy. And he will tear that mug up. It will be gone in a minute. Before, I would order like 1 lobster tail and I would share with Troy. And then I realized, like, what the heck? I'm not even eating anything because Troy would eat the whole thing and then some. I'm like, man, you need to have your own lobster tails. So yeah, 1 isn't enough for the Troy boy. All right, last side. Then we can dry this and get to the good stuff. Well, make sure that I didn't miss anything because I'm sure I did. Again, I will get that paint off, but I might change the color. I don't know. I don't think I've ever not changed the color of the handles, but we'll see. Just making sure I don't have any water. Make sure all the details painted nicely. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. All right, let's dry these two sides. Please don't get on me. Please don't get on me. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. And then get to the fun stuff. Oh, you guys are up super high now. That's okay. I'll probably need to bring you up high anyways again later. Hi, Cindy. I know. Go ahead, Troy. He's expensive, I tell you. He's expensive. Like, he'll eat the snow crab, but he prefers the king crab. Oh, jeez, trees. With this trim, Ash, with this one, telling you, this one, I believe it's $7.25, and then one of the newer ones. It was getting bad, kind of like the Crackle, where I used it on everything, and I was like, I need to stop using it so much. All right, I think this side. I really like the color. Yesterday when it was just that little spot, I was like, I like the color, but I'm wondering if I'm going to like it when it gets all over. But I do, because it has that kind of lighter tone, almost like a gray, but not really. I can handle it. Oh, this was the wet side, not that side. Remember, I do have a Would You Bin discount. Use that discount, y'all. And it does work on all the Posh Chalk items, too. All right, let me get a tiny brush. I'm just going to get a little detail brush just to get around the handle. And I'll go around after this is all dry and varnished. Then I'll go around with alcohol and I'll get it off of the actual handle itself. All right. Let's get this and make sure there's no funny brush marks. Okay. Oh, I see a little bit. But once we get the antiquing gel on here too, if I've missed any little bits, as far as painting it, I think we'll be okay. That'll take care of it. Okay, let's get this covered. Oh my goodness, Cindy. Oh, all the time. I do it all the time. But I have now that bottle opener that's screwed into my underneath my desk here that Laurel sent me. Hi, Lori. So that way I don't. But even then, I still try do everything but use it, and then go, oh, I guess I should use that. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost wondering. Ooh, that's not even closed well. What the heck? I don't think I want to go in with, man, my CC Tiger Eye isn't closed very well, and I think it's because it's got crud around the top. I need to make sure that gets closed. I don't think I want to go around there with the umber. I think I want to go with brown. But then I'm also wondering if I should go ochre. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do just the traditional, I don't want to go umber because I don't want that dark. But do you think we should do the brown, or should we go in with, or maybe do both? What was that just flashed on my screen? I don't know. What do you guys think? Hi, Connie. Yeah, Cindy, it's absolutely ridiculous because not only do I have that thing right there, but then I have this, and I will still sit here and do that, and then, I don't know. It's just something in my brain is like, no, you can do it. It's like, no, you really can't. Okay, so, I don't like the goopies, so we're going to get us a fluffy brush ready, but I think I want to use my Princeton Fluffy. This is going into the details of it, and then on the inside we're going to go in with some Aging 2. So we're going to put this, well, I can't do that. Hold on. Let me get so as usual, when you are using thank you for not being open, because that would have been a disaster. When you're using your antiquing gels, you can use them full strength, or you can water them down. I will tell you that when you use them at full strength, you have a shorter time, not shorter time, it dries faster. So, I just suggest that you do it in smaller sections, so that way you have more control. But, you do you. If you work fast, then, you're all good. See, this is how my Poke Tool gets all gunky, because I use it for everything. Okay. So let's first put a scoop, a dollop of Daisy, a dollop of the brown. And actually, this is probably my first jar that I've had since the beginning, and I'm barely now getting to a point where I'm gonna need to open another one soon. These things last forever. All right, and we're gonna take some of the ochre as well. And let's move those out of the way. That's so much crud on my desk, I swear. All right, and then let's give it a little spritzy spritz. So they're water-based products, so obviously these are the ones you cannot use with fine line. But because they are water-based, you can mix them, add water to it. It's not going to hurt it. So we're just going to take a little bit of both and have a play. Hi, Kathy Napick. All right. I love, you guys are going to get addicted to Poketools, and I swear, as she makes more of them, you're going to want them too. All right. Let's see if we like the ochre in it, or if we, the ochre, or if we should do just a brown. You guys know I like the dark of it all. So let's see. Now that one's mixed. And I don't like, I always say I don't like the goopy goopies. So we'll wiggle this in. You can wipe it back with a shop towel. You can wipe it back with a baby wipe. Again, it's all personal preference on how much you want to wipe back. But because I don't like the goopy goopies, I am then going to get my fluffy and wiggle it out. And then wipe it back. I keep hitting the camera. My bad. Ooh, we got Juju on the radio. Someone's calling on the radio. Yeah, I think I like the darker by itself. So we're going to wipe it back. And you got to keep this brush kind of clean too, because, you know, I just don't like the puddling. I don't know. Sometimes it's fine, but I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. And you will go through. Kayla Girl has been asked to perform her Vogue dance at an event. A woman running the event saw the dance and has... How awesome is that? Okay, Trina, have a good day. Oh my goodness. She famous. Y'all, we know Kayla Girl. We know a famous person, y'all. You will use a lot of baby wipes. Just gonna tell you right now. So this is gonna go in and put in our depth, right? Then we're gonna go in. Oh, so a lot of you have been asking me, and I don't really know why I haven't done it before, but I do have all of the chameleon pint art, the purple, the blue, the green, all of that is on its way. It will be here. It doesn't come as fast as my other stuff, but that will be in the store very soon. So I think in saying that, we're going to use the chameleon blue on here. I don't like the goopy, y'all. I don't like the goopy. Okay, so can you guys see? You see the difference? There's just a humongous difference when there isn't any, you know, like this is beautiful, but then you add a little bit of shading, and then we put in our highlights, and then we dry brush. It just, you know, it takes on a whole nother look. Hi, Judy. I have a rust kit and a patina kit. I'm going to send it to you. Right? The only reason why I haven't brought in Finnabare's rust kit is I'll be really honest with you guys, because if you don't use that one right away, it tends to dry up on ya. But the Pint Art one is great. I think the way that the packaging is, because it's in the squeeze bottles, the Pint Art one doesn't dry up as, you know, like the Finnabare one does. Because the Finnabare one is in the jars like the paints are, just kind of in that small 50 mil. And whatever the makeup of those, yeah, it kind of tends to dry out. What did you miss? Oh my gosh, Kim, I'm I'm trying to picture you running around the house looking for a charger. If you come over here, you'll find a charger every step. Georgia's got a charger every step, every outlet. There's a charger. Look at that, y'all. Oh, it's just so good. There's just something about this part that just, and like I said, then we'll do some dry brushing. And then we'll do our chameleon blue. But yeah, I don't know why it's taken me so long to bring in the chameleon colors, because you guys know I love them. I guess, just didn't really think about it. Not to mention, I have a ton of stuff. Oh, I'm excited, y'all. Craft and Chaos, the store, is actually going to have an event. The store, we're going to have an event in June. The store will be sponsoring it. And our master, Lisa, who is amazing at events, she will be I always say she's the main Mama Jamma, so I will follow her lead. But so the store is going to sponsor the event. And some of my amazing affiliates will be in there. I'm excited about. I've never, the store isn't that old, so, but I've never done an event just for something that I put on for something that I was doing, or even, before, it was always like some promoting somebody else or something else. So we'll have to think of some fun stuff to do. Hi, Joy. Hi, Liz. Oh, just a fun day of crafting. I don't know. I'll get with Lisa. Maybe we can come up with something fun to do. But we'll have some amazing creators and do some fun stuff. I don't know. We'll see what we can come up with. I only do Lisa's events. I told you guys. So when I was thinking about doing it, I was like, well, the only one that I would reach out to is Lisa anyways. And she was like, sure, I'll help ya. Promoting my store. I guess. My store will be sponsoring it, so I guess I don't know. Promoting, sponsoring. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to do some dry brushing and some of the highlighting on here. We still have to do the inside, but you know, I was too excited. I wanted to do all the detail first. Whoops, sorry. I'm knocking you guys around. I said you're going to use a lot of baby wipes. If you're using baby wipes, if you're using something else, then. But I like the baby wipes just because it is water based, so the baby wipes will also, you know, help take off some product. I probably take off more than most. You know, most people would probably just leave it like that, but I don't know. I kind of like to. I don't know yet. I mean, we just started getting stuff together, so I will probably have something fun going on in the store. Like I said, we are just started getting it together, asking the creators, because you know everybody's busy. Okay, that is not the business right there. I don't know what happened. Okay, so let's start with this side now. It's not going to stand up, Terry. I don't know why. Oh, I'm glad I turned it up this way. Really quickly, let's do the top of this. It's just me, Onyx, before you start getting all crazy and barking. So because it is a flat surface, there's nothing for it to grab onto. When I'm wiping it away, I'm not pushing so hard so that some will stay back. And then I wish I wouldn't have just thrown all those away, because when it's flat like this, well, there's enough on here. I just usually use what's on the baby wipe to kind of move it around. So I'm going to do a light hand of it and just use the baby wipe to kind of, because I could very well wipe it all away because there's no, you know, texture up here for it to grab, but I don't want it to wipe away, but I do want it to be in the same color that we have going on around it. So I'm just going to just lightly do it all the way around. Maybe we'll do a bling and glitter event. What do you think, Ashley? Ashley's like, did I say I would do your event? Forget it. I'm not. Count me out. Okay. So now I do want to move this out of my way, and let's cover these up. I want to get white, and we want to dry brush. I'm going to put those in there because I don't need those anymore. And then I am going to take the small, oh no, one of my favorite brushes fell. I'm going to have to get it. Okay. Now, just going to get another plate. And let's see if I can can find my Titan white. If not, hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, y'all, look. I need to show you, y'all. I ordered, the Bear Gloss. I ordered the satin and the matte, so I can show you guys, because you guys are always asking, because I love the gloss so much. You guys are always asking about the matte, and so I got all of them: the satin finish, the matte, and then I got more of the gloss of the Bear. So, oh. I was like, why does that feel like that? Because it's modeling paste. So we will have to try the matte on something. Okay, so this is just the Big Mama Jamma, the Pentart White. And I want to take one of my dry brushes, and we absolutely positively need a towel. And what's on here is more than enough. So as usual, I'm going to work it always into my bristles, constantly rotating my brush, so that way I have no surprise globs on one side, because just naturally you rotate your brush, whether you mean to or not. Oh, heck to the no. I don't mind it being in there. I need it in there, but I don't want no glob of antique gel in there. Okay. I know the trim is John had to interject and say for yo time. Yeah, the satin. So we'll try them all. Okay, so dry brush again. Make sure you rotate your brush. We're not going to choke up, right? Because at the end of the ferrule is the most pressure. At the end is the light pressure. So I literally only want to hit the highs. So I am going to come back in here now, and we are just going to flick up and down. And then we will go side to side. Now, this is going to lay a little bit of a base for me to put my Chameleon blue. So we went up and down. We also want to go side to side, yeah, because you can only get so much when you go one way. But can you see how now that starts to look a little bit, now we're getting vintagey, and I just love it. This is the funnest part, when you start working on all the details and making all of the stuff pop. So when you just flick your brush and you're holding it from the back with the light touch, it allows you to just let the brush basically kiss whatever is raised, which is what you want. You don't want it to get down in here. That's where we put all the depth. If you put it all down in there, that just ruined, Hi, Monta. I'm just using a plain white. It's just the white acrylic paint by Pentart. It's just in a huge jar. Okay, so can you guys see even just that little bit of difference with the white? All right, so now again, so now we're getting our vintage tray. So I'm gonna go side to side. And then let's go up and back. And I've used this trim in different ways. Like I've cut off the beading, and I think I've even cut off the top. Like, I don't know. The trim is just the bomb. Thebomb.com. Bang. So whenever you're painting, just remember, just laying down your paint is just the first step, really. Because you want to go in and then put in your shadows and then your highlights. And that is what really just kind of makes it go, oh yeah, you know what I mean? It makes it all pop. Gorgeous. Okay, our last side. Ah, sooky now. You guys can even see that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. All right, and then I'm just going to come in and just flick a little bit just to put in a little something. I know you guys can't see, but I'll be there in a minute. See that? And that just gives you your frame. Okay. Let's cover this big mama jamma up because it's dangerous. She be dangerous. Again, what is it? It's like the third time that I've opened this within the last 2 weeks, and I say that I need to decant it because it's so big. Huh. It's not going to be until something tragic happens. But that's what I was using. And it's just the white. Something tragic happens, like I spill it or something. All right. Now let's get our chameleon blue. Layers, layers, layers. Layers, layers, layers. So this is the chameleon blue. If you guys can see, it's beautiful, beautiful. I can probably sit down now. Okay, so we just laid that white, kind of that little base for our chameleon to lock onto. I know. You're waiting for that tragedy because that would just make your day. And again, this is the chameleon, so it's going to reflect its surroundings. Let's see. All right. I guess I didn't need this big old mama jamma. I got to remember to get my other brush. All right. Let's get, same thing as always. I always go in. Work it in all of the bristles first. I don't know. It's just my thing. And on this one, I don't want to tap everything off, but I don't want any big goopies. So I'm just going to rotate and tap. I'm not tapping off like the dry brush. I'm just rotating so I don't have any clumps. Hi, Tanya. And now we're going to go on the same thing. I'm going to... I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what she's doing. Can you guys see? Hold on. It's hard for you guys to see it, isn't it? Trust me. It's gorgeous. Hit the camera with your hat, Terry. Why don't you turn your hat backwards? That would be a brilliant thing for you to do. And I'm constantly going in and dipping, but I'm just tapping the brush. I'm not getting a whole lot of wax on there. Now, unlike with the white, I'm not, not trying to get on every high point. Just so when like somebody walks by and the sun is hitting it right or the light is hitting it right, that something starts to twinkle and then they stop like, wait, what? What was that? So more so just kind of here and there, not as much as I did with the dry brushing with the white. But it's sad that I don't think you guys can see it. hit the camera with your hat. Ooh, there's a big clumpy right there. Yep. Said there was a big clumpy. Hi, Trish. I know. I don't know. It's sad sometimes when you guys can't see. You know, in person, it's like, oh, wow. But the translation of color doesn't always come across. Again, I'm not hitting everything, just enough. Just enough. All right, this is the last side, and then we'll start working. Inside. But that that handle is so dirty. I'll get to it with alcohol. Okay. Like, you can see the fuzzy from the baby wipes, but all right, let's hold down the shorter side so you can see it. It's hard for you guys to it's almost like the light has to catch just right in order for you guys to see it, which is almost impossible sometimes. All right, so we're just going to follow the same thing and frame out around the top. So that way you can see the chameleon on top as well. Oh my gosh. I know you guys can't see when I get down to the bottoms and stuff, but it's a big old mamma jamma. Oh, so you guys can kind of see the blue when it's flat like this. I think the camera is just so close on the trim, you guys can't really see it. Hi, Inga. Okay, so that's our chameleon blue. Now, the only thing left for me to really do is to go in and do the inside and basically pretty the same thing, just go in but I will go in with the antiquing paste and go in and get the edgings in the corner to also antique it on the inside as well. And I'm not worried about it getting onto here because we've already varnished that. So now with this though, I don't want to use a baby wipe. I don't even know if you guys can see, but I'm just going to go in there and just kind of and it will need to be done. Is that the white one? It will need to be done all along the sides as well. Thank you. On your screen, it looks very, very light silver blue. Well, it's a chameleon, so it's going to reflect the colors around it, as chameleons do. So I just put down a little bit of antiquing paste. Actually, I'll need to stand this up so it doesn't get choppy like that, because now I'm going to have to use my muscles. You know, there was a time when I've been working since I've been working since I was 15, but I've always, when I was 13, 14, I would always go with my mom and dad out and work. And anyways, I remember I was working at this restaurant and it served mussels, paella, and all the things, right? And I remember because, you know, we had to handwrite the tickets. There was no going to the computer and, you know, putting it in or whatever. And I remember spelling mussels like your muscles. Yes, I said muscles. And it was a younger couple that I had served. And he felt the need to call me over. Y'all, I'm 50. This is how I was so traumatized. I felt so stupid and embarrassed. But he felt the need to call me over and say, "What kind of mussels is this?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" I didn't understand because I didn't catch it. I didn't understand. I was like, "What do you mean?" Because he had already eaten, and like, what kind of mussels? Like, what brand? Like, what are you talking about? And they're both laughing at me. Like, him and his little girlfriend are laughing at me. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand." And he was like, "These are not mussels that you eat. These are like the mussels like in your arm." And I was looking at him and I was like so embarrassed. And I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You need to know the difference." And y'all, I was so embarrassed, but I was getting so mad because, like, you proved your point already, right? Okay, your little girlfriend and you are like laughing at me, like, you already proved your point. I spelled it. I used the wrong mussels, like I spelled it wrong. And he was like, you need to learn the difference between mussels and the mussels that you eat and the mussels that are on your arm or something like that." And he said, and I was like, I go, "You know, I apologize. I'm really sorry." I said, "It was just a mistake." I said, "I do know the difference." I said, like, the muscles that you eat and the muscles that you don't have in your biceps. I was a little bit, needless to say, it didn't work after all that. But he was just so rude. I didn't feel like it was necessary. And they went and complained because I said that and whatever, and I didn't care. But I was like, whatever. Like, I got it already. Like, I got it. But for them to, like, sit there and they were like, she's giggling and he's, like, acting like I'm so stupid. And, you know, like, you're so dumb. Like, you don't know the difference. Like, I do know the difference. I just wasn't, you know, I was young. I wasn't thinking about it, whatever. You got the point. You got the right food, right? You got mussels. You didn't get shrimp or clams. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was like, yeah, I do know the difference. The mussels you eat and the muscles that you don't have in your biceps. Anyways, I remember getting in trouble. And I don't think I went back after that because I was so mad. And I could just see her face as she was just like, ah! I just thought it was like the funniest thing, right? They were just like, as he was like shaming me and she was just laughing. Like, yeah, you guys are just a treat. So now every time I say mussels or something like that, I always think of that. Always think of that when they did that. And, of course, they stiffed me. They didn't leave me a tip. Which I'm sure was not surprising. But, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Inga. Yeah, it was like, whatever. I just thought, geez. You should have said that's a delicacy. Total butt munch. Yeah. But it was just like, and I know, and when I get embarrassed, like, I start to, like, sweat. Like, you'll see, like, beads of sweat falling from my forehead. Because when I get embarrassed or nervous like that, and I could feel that happening, and I was just like, oh, God, now they're really going to make fun of me, and this is just going to get so much worse, but yeah, when they stiffed me, I was like, you guys are such jerk faces. Anyways, that's a tray. I am going to go around it. I still need to bring in, so I need to bring it in, you know, the halo. I need to bring it in a little bit. And then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go around it with the, I just love this trim. It's the dainty one with the pearls. So I'm just going to go around it with that. You can't even see because you guys are up in the sky. There you go. Now you can kind of see. But I'm going to go around it with that, and then I'm going to pour some resin in there, and I'm going to clean up the handles, and then I think it would be done. That's why management just says there was a complaint, and we move on because it's gotten so bad with people just wanting free food. Yeah, this was, thank you, Monte. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I was 15, so it was 35 years ago. You know, it was a small mom and pop like restaurant. But yeah, so they didn't, you know, whatever. And I even think that I could tell you a whole story because that whole check was a nightmare because, yeah, it was a whole nightmare. But anyway, but I absolutely love the outside. I really wish you guys could see the chameleon because it just makes, oh, you know what? Let's see. Sometimes the tablet can pick it up because of the ring light over there. Oh, there you go. Kind of like on the corners, you can kind of see. But look at how pretty. Oh my goodness. And I will paint the bottom this same color, and I'll do the same aging to the bottom. Again, this is a big Mama Jamma tray. It's a mammoth size. So, but that one again is Azure Blossoms. And then I will go in and finish the halo and the antiquing, and then I'm going to put the trim in there. But oh, thanks so much for the stars, Joy. I can get stars again. Whoop, whoop. So, thank you. But tomorrow is Friday. Friday. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but I never know. Maybe we'll use, oh, I didn't even look. I was going to look at the stencil and see if the stencil would look good on here. Actually, I think it would have been, probably would have been too much because it's just pretty the way that it is. So anyways, yeah, my stars came back yesterday out of the blue. Like, poof, Sue was like, Terry, you can get stars again. And I'm like, no. And sure enough, I don't know how they came back, but they came back. Who knows if it'll last. So maybe everybody else that it disappeared from, maybe it's back for them too. Who knows? But anyways, I hope you guys have a fantabulous rest of your day. I will see you back here tomorrow. We'll be doing something or another. I don't know. But I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Talk to you later. Bye.